Electricity and plumbing students, this is Mr. Voigt, here to go over lab number 3. As you see on here, lab number 3, I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. Lab number 3 is going to read almost identical to lab 2A because it has one circuit, two duplex receptacles, and a light. The top receptacles are switched and the bottom receptacles are continuously hot and the light is switched. So it's supposed to work exactly the same. Difference is this right here. Feed is through the left duplex outlet. If you remember, our last one is the same circuit, but my feed came in through my switch box. This happens a lot when people are trying to teach you electricity. They want you to have to follow the electricity. This is wired slightly different than the one right before it, the 2A. By the way, the reason I go from 2 to 2A, here I'll show you. On lab 2, okay, this that's 1B, sorry. This setup has my feed coming here and then the same wires down here, right, as I have in lab 2. The only difference is in lab 2A, I add my light, so I have to add something. So once I get this set up, so this is my base setup, then I add a light. That's why it's 2A. I just added something. The difference here is the reason I skipped to a lab 3 is because I had to change this base setup. I had to pull this wire out and move my feed. That's a basic change to my setup. So I will go ahead and call this lab 3. Don't know whether you need to know that, just letting you know how that works in my mind. By the way, when I ran this off, this ran off. Just ignore this right here. It doesn't go at anything. You can see this is our thing right here. This is our wire. Okay? So, like before, we're going to go ahead and wire this up, starting with our feed electricity. So, our feed electricity in here, remember there's, as I've stated before, a black wire, a white wire, and a ground wire. That's a 2 wire. That's a 14 or 12 2. This is 14 or 12 3. Has a red, a black, a white, and a ground. This is 12 or 14 3, 12 or 14 2. Remember, the black and the red are ungrounded current carrying conductors. The white is grounded current carrying conductor, and the grounds are not current carrying conductors. Okay, so also there is a little tab in that one. So we're going to take our hot feed electricity, our black, right there, hook it to our black here because we have to get our hot. This is our feed. We got to get this fed. Okay, we also have to feed our bottom outlet, right? Over here, I got to get it up to my switch, so I got to hook them together. Just like over here. I got to get continuously hot electricity to my bottom outlet here. Up here, I don't have to get hot feed electricity anywhere else except for to my switch, so I hook it to my switch. That is how I do my blacks. Now, there will be a black wire in this right here. So I'm going to come down and go like this. And you're going to see how I use that here in just a minute. And up here, the black wire will come out and it will go to the hot terminal there. Okay. Now, why did I make these black? Because in that cable, they're going to be black. Okay. Down here, though, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie this together with a red pigtail going to my switch and the red wire in this cable right here. I'm going to put a wire nut on it. So let's diagnose this. So my hot electricity comes up, feeds my switch. When the switch goes on, it goes out this pigtail, feeds the red going down here, and feeds the black wire going up to my light. When the switch is off, the electricity stops right there. Nothing goes out these wires. Okay? I come down here. I got to get my switched electricity there, and I got to get it over there. So I got to come all the way down like this, put those together, and I'm going to come off of here, just like that. Over here, I don't have to go anywhere but right there. So now when that switches on, it goes out to this bundle, goes out, down to here, down to this bundle, up, over to that, out to that, goes out to my light. So it goes everywhere I want it to go when it's switched. So that is all of my feed hot electricity. Just like on the last lab, I also have to get neutral to my outlets, and I got to get neutral to my light. I do not need neutral on this switch. So I'm going to come here. Okay, and that will have a pigtail, right? That'll go over. Does not matter which terminal it's on because there's a tab there. Same thing over here. I'm going to come here, come here. Okay, and we're just going to cut right across. Doesn't matter which terminal because there's a tab there. Then I come up here, and I don't need to hook to my switch, so I don't. And then this will just go right to my light. Okay, so I hope that makes sense for everybody. So what happens is I get hot electricity this, it goes through either one of these, and then it'll return back to my source. I get hot electricity to my light, it goes back out all the way down here, all the way through here, all the way back out to my source. It has to have a path back to its source. That gives it a complete circuit. Everybody knows you need a complete circuit, but we always forget about it when it gets a little complicated. So anyway, it's normal, but we have to work to get this understood. So this works the same way, right? Hook our two grounds together, but I got to come off of here with my ground. I got to connect everything to a ground. So there's my ground there. I'm going to come over here with this ground. Hook them together. Pigtail to my ground. Okay, this one I'm just going to cut across. Pigtail to my ground, right? Boom. Up here, just go to my ground. So, as I've said on past labs, it's really imperative. There's a lot of lines here. And anybody can look at a video and just copy things, but you have to start understanding the flow. Electricity comes in, goes out through certain wires, and gets distributed different ways. These are what we call parallel circuits. How many paths are there for the electricity to flow here? It gets to here, it can go there, and it can go there. That's two paths. That's a parallel circuit. Okay, so that's why we study series and parallel circuits as well. We have some series in here in a lot of electrical wiring too, but right, a lot of this is parallel. A lot of dual paths going on. So that is lab 3. Same as lab 2A, but with a different feed spot. Okay, guys. Hopefully you're understanding.